here we have the Smart Art box for August 2020. I have no idea what's inside. Do you? Let's find out. There we go. Standard orange tissue paper, liking that. Interesting. I'll look at that in a moment. Let's look at the prompts. Cherry blossom, bamboo, dragon, and bird. Sounds exotic. Tombow something. Bamboo brushes, ideal for use with sumi inks, drawing inks, and watercolors. Just a simple plastic palette. Our treat. My son always tries to steal these because I put them off on the side of my desk, and he's like, ooh, that looks good. And I'm like, mine. Can't have it. Cute sticker. Cherry blossom and crane. Very nice. Higgins Fountain Pen India ink. Non-waterproof black ink. Non-waterproof. Okay, remember that. What's this? Illustrator by Spectrum Noir. So these have the brush tip, twin tip artist markers, and a nice selection of colors. The rich tones. Well, that'll be fun. And Masa 8x10 package of 12 sheets. Masa paper. Oh, Legion makes it. It's in a versatile, affordable Japanese paper. Okay. It has strength and versatility, so it lends well to the wetting process. Soft and white, internal and surface sizing. One side smoother and shinier, sometimes called rice paper, but it's not, unless it is the kind of rice that grows on trees. Masa is made from sulfite pulp. Pull one out, see what it looks like. Very interesting. So this side is rough, and it has like little lines across it about every inch, a little more than an inch, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, so soft on this side, a little rough on that side. It's pretty thin. Very interesting. Alright, so we got rice paper, except it's made from sulfite pulp. Let's open these up. Let's see what these are like. Okay. Nice. Pretty thick bullet tip. And the brush tip. Here is what we have this month in this box. Kind of a fun selection. Let's see what we can do with it. Starting out by swatching all the supplies as usual, and my plan is to swatch them on this rice paper and then cut it out and put it into my sketchbook. So I'm starting by putting the sticker on the top there, and then I start with the Tombow calligraphy pen. I think I've had one of these before, so it's pretty typical. It's nice, but it can get scratchy, and it doesn't work great on rough surfaces, so keep that in mind. And let's see what else. The alcohol-based markers are the Spectrum Noir Illustrator ones. We have yellow, brown, damson, holly, petrol blue, burgundy, and ruby. And on this paper, you can see when I hold the point down to the paper, it bleeds pretty profusely. So it's kind of a cool feature you can use to your advantage as long as you know that it's going to happen. So keep that in mind as well. So this definitely has sizing on it. It's as stiff as can be. So you'll need to rinse that off on each of these before using them, clearly. There's also no way to get this ink out. I guess I should open it and verify that. Yeah, there's no little knobby thing on there. Technical terms again. Knobby thing, little sucky thing. So maybe you can dab some out with the brush, or I can just go grab one of the many millions of pipettes that I bought for using with alcohol inks. Either way, no problem. You can pour it, but it's going to be messy. Our little instruction manual here says that these are natural hair bristles, and see how they retain their bend or whatever that's considered as you use them, and they teach you in here how to use that to your advantage using different brush strokes and stuff like that based on the bend of the brush at the current moment. And they encourage you to practice a lot so that you know how it will react. Also, they say it is okay to splay your brush hairs in these brushes, so I guess we can do that too. I'll probably just play. I'm currently working on the rough side of this paper, and we'll see. We'll probably flip it over and play on the smooth side as well. Okay, here's the ink. 2 waters. Going to assume I should shake it up. It'll create a lot of air bubbles, but that's okay. Doesn't matter right now. Should probably put this on a towel or a cloth. Got one of those handy, always. Oh, that wasn't bad. Spewed all over my finger a little, and that's it. So not too shabby. All right, doesn't look very air bubbly. Try the little brush here. The instructions did say also not to let ink or anything else dry up here near the base because you won't be able to get it back to a point or something like that. Okay, so this paper is really soaking up this ink. It's kind of neat. I like it. It's an interesting effect. And then the ink itself, oh, where did I put the box? Here it is. It says deep black, free-flowing, non-waterproof formula for sketching, lettering, calligraphy, and italic writing, and it is not launder-proof. But why would you want to launder it? But anyway, maybe people use this on fabric and they need to know that it is not launder-proof. So there you have it. Anyway, the ink, the black ink fades quite a bit on the paper once it dries. So also keep that in mind, but you can do multiple layers. So there is that. It also says to squeeze the excess water out of this when you're done with it. I'm not necessarily done with it, but it is holding a lot of liquid, and so I don't want that to just kind of sitting on the brush. Alright, I was only going to use half of this paper for the swatching, but we need more room. So look at the difference here between this one and the one that's starting to dry. It's kind of, maybe this has more ink too, but you can see that it's soaking it up. The paper is soaking that up. So that's kind of interesting. What else can we do? Some random marks. Yeah, this is holding a lot more ink, as you might expect from a larger brush like this. Sorry, I'm dipping my hand in the water to get all that ink off, so a little distracted at the moment. All right. I'm going to let that dry so I can flip this over and try the smooth side. But I just don't want all that ink on my desk, even though it will come off with water supposedly, right? Right. All right, so here's the deal. You guys know, if you've watched my previous videos, in July I traveled, 14 days out of that month, and I am leaving today for 11 more days. 12 more days? 13? 11? 11, I think. Anyway, point is, I don't feel like I can do these prompts justice in being in kind of a hurry. Plus, I also only was able to make 2 trading cards for my swap last month, and 3 are due. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to table the prompts, which just means I'm going to save them for later. I will do them later in the month. And I will use these supplies, however, to finish the 3rd trading card that I have due. So I just pulled out this Legion Stonehenge warm white paper from my Buy It, Try It video. I'll link that up in the corner in the description box below if I remember. And I just cut a little bit off of it. You can see that it's just slightly bigger than trading card size. Cut a little bit off of it, and I'm going to use these supplies to do an ancient Chinese building. So I think that will go really well with the architecture theme that we have for July's trading cards. I know it's August already. Like, it's August 6th, I think, when I'm recording this right now. And that's okay. I don't have to send them out until today or tomorrow. So we're still good. And I think it's going to be really fun. The supplies go really well with the ancient Chinese building theme, and I am so excited to try them out for that. Let's get started. While I'm doing the tedious process of sketching this building out, let's talk about the value of the box for a minute. So Smart Art has the value of their box being $54.78. That's retail value according to their instruction manual. And the value that I come up with is $55.81, so pretty close this time. Usually the value I come up with is way more than theirs, and so it's always a great value. So if you are paying full price for this box at $49.99 per month, you are still getting a great value because they are not charging for shipping or anything like that. Also, if you participate in their Peacock Rewards program, eventually, probably every 6 months or so, if you're doing it every month, you'll probably get a free box, which makes the value of this box more like, well, that's not exactly the right way to put it, but it basically puts the cost of this box at about $33.50 per box if you are participating in their rewards program every single month. So keep that in mind. It's a really fun box. It's always chock full of value, at least in these later years, and super fun to get. So what's to lose? Not a thing. I start out by using the Spectrum Noir Illustrator markers on my sketch, and I'm starting with the ruby to do the posts in this ancient Chinese building. It has a particular name. I don't happen to know what that is offhand, and I need to leave, so I don't have time to look it up. Anyway, regardless, I am using ruby, and then I go over some of the things with burgundy to make them darker. And what else? I use a little bit of the blue. I absolutely am in love with that blue color. What is that one called again? It's like a petrol blue. Very interesting name. So, yep, I use that. And other than the yellow brown, that's the only one I use. And I do try to see, even though I know it's an alcohol-based marker, it was kind of a silly thing for me to do, but I tried to see if it would dilute with water. I don't know why. I think it was just, I'm in a hurry, don't want to dig the alcohol out to dilute it, blah, blah, blah. Can't do the full color on the background with it, and it does not work, obviously, duh. Anyway, I do finally get the alcohol out to dilute some of the colors because I need some lighter versions of these colors, and I need the alcohol to dilute an alcohol marker. Go figure. Anyway, I do get the Higgins ink out and use that for the concrete parts of this and the building face itself. And then I think off camera I did put a few little brick lines on the building itself, and that pretty well finishes up the ATC trading cards. Very excited to have that done, and looking forward to doing the project with the prompts. I am really excited actually for that because I have a fun idea and I can't wait to see if it all comes together like I see in my mind. We will see, so make sure you are subscribed if you want to see that. You will be notified when my video comes out as long as you hit all notifications on the little bell next to the subscribe button. And also, because I cannot leave things unfinished, remember this little alien dude for one of my trading cards, I forgot to do his body where it would show through this little conveyor belt. So I pulled out the core paints that I used on this project originally and just filled in his little belly and his behind. So anyway, that is all finished, all good, ready to be sent off. There it is. He has a body now. He's not cut in half anymore. And that pretty well wraps up this part of Smart Art's August 2020 box. But remember, I still have those 4 prompts to do. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, because I have a fun idea for that and it's going to be epic. At least that's what I'm hoping. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you to all my existing subscribers. It's really fun getting to know you in the comments. So leave me a comment if you don't mind. It is so fun reading them all. Really enjoy every second of it. There's those prompts, just to remind you, I have a cool project coming up. See you in the next video. Take care.